racing like that. Wonderful speedway.
Hello and welcome to the Oak Tree Arena for some more Access All Areas footage from Somerset Speedway. It's local derby night tonight as the Poole Pirates make the trip across the south coast, hot off the heels of a good win against the Kings in Stars. What a week it's been for the Rebels. Plenty of news to talk about tonight as Charles Wright and Jonas Jeppsson leave the club, and in come the experienced Klaus Vissing and the Italian hard charger Nico Cavati, bringing a new look to the Rebels side. They're not the only ones joining us here tonight. We've also got former Formula 1 racing driver Mark Webber, who spent the day with Jason Doyle and has brought a BT camera crew along with him to document tonight's events. We look forward to seeing that footage on BT Sport very soon, but for tonight, we also have our friends at Rerun Productions, are situated above the refs box, ready to capture all the action on track as it happens. And of course, as always, that will be available on DVD and Blu-ray very shortly. But for now, sit back and relax as we take you into the pits, have a word with one or two of the riders and management before the main event starts. And as always, we aim to give you a flavour of the evening and capture the atmosphere here at Somerset Speedway. Buckle up, it's going to be a ride. In the pits then with Neil Middleditch before the meeting tonight. Neil, welcome back to the Oak Tree Arena again. Got to be in good mood for tonight. The lads have been starting to put in some good performances for you.
Yeah, that's right, Kings Lynn. I thought it was a good team performance, and I just said to him on the track walk there, we got 7 very capable riders, right, 6 tonight, but 7 very capable riders are winning meetings. If they all kick in, to all chip into the scorings, we can win a lot of meetings, but we just can't be carrying any passengers.
You just touched on that rider replacement happening in there. How do you feel that's going to work for you?
Yeah, well, we got Linus and Casper and Matthias who can all have rides, and they're all good riders. They're all good riders. You don't sort of think, sometimes the reserves can be a little bit weak. No disrespect to reserves, but with Casper and Matthias are both very capable riders. So yeah, hopefully it won't hinder us too much.
Now, you've been out there on track already, having a look around with the team. Happy with the track and what it looks like?
Yeah, it looks okay. I think last time they had the same problem we had. They had the same dirt down at Poole, which caused all our problems, and they've changed it, added some clay to it now, and the boys seem to be pretty happy. A little bit wet at the moment in spots, but that'll soon dry out.
So, all in all, ready for a good meeting tonight?
Yeah, looking forward to it. As I say, we want to come away here with something. Obviously the win's the main aim, but if we come away with a point, I'll be happy, but the win is what we're after.
And back to Poole next week?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, back for another one.
Good stuff. Have a good night, Neil.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Just before the meeting then in the pits, we have Klaus Vissing with us, new Somerset Rebels. Welcome to Somerset, Klaus.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good blast. I think it's going to be some good racing tonight, and hopefully I'll go out there, just have fun, enjoy myself.
It's not your first time here as a Rebel either. You've been a Rebel once before, is that right?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So you're looking forward to it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy to be back. It's
obviously with Gary giving you the call only a few days ago now. It's quite fresh and new. So is it been sort of hard to get all the kit together and get down here in time, or was it just slotted in lovely?
No, it's slotted in lovely. All my kit are here, and it was just more races, and you can't really ask for more. So no, I definitely took the chance straight away, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Happy when that call come through then?
Yeah, definitely.
Have a good night tonight. Ride safe, ride fast, and we'll see you at the end of the meeting.
Cheers, thank you.
all started heat 4 with 6 points down. Gate 1 was good. Charles had a bad race in the first one, so I decided to put Jason Doyle in it. Then it just all kicked off. It was really bad, and swearing, and I can't take that. But anyway, I let it go because I thought heat the moment stuff. Then I said, we're going out there. Obviously, you won the race, so but you never know that. But I mean, and then I was hoping he'd come and apologise to me and that. And then because I need to team manage, but I made that decision, and then it just all kicked off, and then afterwards it kicked off again. And then obviously I just waited for him to apologise to me. I gave him Thursday, Friday, Saturday before I started talking to other riders, because I couldn't, if he wasn't going to come back in the team, then tonight all I would have had to do was a National League rider against Poole, and I needed to sort another rider out. But all I wanted off of him was an apology. Even if he didn't mean it, he would be here tonight. And that's all I wanted off of him. You know what I mean? I'm his boss at the end of the day. I'm the team manager. I've got to make decisions, and that's the decision I felt.
Okay, just to clarify then, so Heat 4, Charles has had a poor ride in his first ride. We were 6 points down, and under the new rule we can put a tactical substitute in, so you were considering putting Jason Doyle in to replace Charles. And I think you said to me earlier, Gary, that it would have been lane 1, gate 1, which was looking pretty good during that evening. So your shout was putting in the world champion in gate 1 to replace Charles.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Because obviously the aim is a team, is to win all the home matches, pick up a few points away so we can make the playoffs this year. That's the aim of the team. When you're 6 points down, Charles was a good rider around there, but I had Jason Doyle sitting there and he would have done the race, you know what I mean? But, it's hard, because I've helped Charles out financially and everything this year, and all the time he's been here. And for him to turn around the way he treated me like that, I can't take it, because I'm the manager, and I have to make decisions, and if he kicks off like that, and then the others kick off like that, well, there's no point in me being here, so I might as well walk, you know what I mean? But
I suppose you've got to have certain boundaries as a team manager, haven't you? In most professions, ladies and gents, arguably if managers are sworn at, then arguably they're sacked, and I suppose you have to take a hard line, Gary?
Well, yeah, all I wanted was for him to text me or whatever and just say, Gary, I'm very sorry what happened the other night. I know it's adrenaline going and that's why I never said it. I even put him in heat 15, so there's nothing against it, because I felt that pairing of Wright and Doyley would give me the 3 all plus, so Wolverhampton got no points, and we took all 3, you know what I mean? It could be vital at the end of the day, so I still put him out there, but all I wanted was a sorry Gary, the way I treated you that night, you know what I mean? But he didn't come.
So, as we are now, Gary, is this never, if Charles, for instance, was to apologise to you now, would you take him back?
I don't know whether the rules will let me do it, but if the rules would do, but it's unfair on these other riders I find tonight. I just can't say that at all.
Okay, ladies and gents, there you go. Gary being very honest and giving his side of the story. And please give him a round of applause. He's come out here to speak to you. Credit to him, Gary May.
Special person to toss the coin tonight, or is it you? So it's you then, yeah? Ray Keir. Back to toss the coin, and our skippers tonight. A warm welcome back for Josh Krashonik. And of course, Jason Doyle. Ray's going to toss the coin, you know the drill, Josh. Tail towards Josh. heads it is. Jason's world's nightmare, he's won the toss. Jason has chosen 1 and 3 for the Rebels in heat number 1, so let's get on with the rider introduction, starting with the 70-year-old Poole Pirates tonight. Number 1 for them, we all remember him as a fresh-faced 17-year-old in 2014. A big warm welcome back to Brady Kurtz. He's partnered in 3 of his races at number 2, Swedish international Linus Sundström. At number 3, a warm welcome back also to a former Rebel and new signing for the Pirates, Richie Worrell. At number 4, rider replacement for Nikolai Glint. At number 5, as stated before, captain tonight of the Pirates, another former Rebel and one of the most successful Rebels captains, Josh Kraszonik. At number 6, a Polish signing for the Coventry B, Mateusz Szczepaniak. And at number 7, another new Polish signing for the Pirates this year, Kasper Verina. And over to the Rebels, 2017 World GP Champion and current Premiership League Riders Champion, Jason Doyle. At number 2, partnering Jason in 3 of his rides, is the New Zealand champion all-action Kiwi, Bradley Wilson-Dean. And a very warm welcome to our new signing at number 3. Welcome back to the Oaktree Arena, Klaus Bissing. At number 4, the 2017 Rider of the Season for the Rebels, Richard Lawson. And at number 5, riding against his parent club tonight, but he loves it here, folks, Jack Holder. At number 6, the 3rd bend dive bomb king, Jake Allen. And at number 7, let's give him a real Somerset welcome, Argentinian-born Nico Papati.
The Undertaker. I think they remember you, Mark.
Yeah, I don't think they do, to be honest. It's a very long time ago.
It was back in the day in the Oaktree Arena hosted Speedway for the first time. You've got good memories from this place for sure.
Yeah, really enjoyed my time here. It was excellent. It got curtailed by injury, but that's the Speedway life.
That is the name of the game, unfortunately, sometimes. And still involved with Speedway down the road?
Yeah. Took over Plymouth. We're running Plymouth at the moment, and it's going okay.
Are you having a firmer sort of a footing down there now than it's been in the past? You had to take a sort of a step backwards to take a step forward, yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be a long process. We're in it for the long run, and we're getting there slowly.
Sad injury to Adam Roynan again last week. He's one of the most unfortunate riders in Speedway, and badly injured shoulder, I believe.
Yeah, that's a major upset for us this season. We just signed Ben Altwood to strengthen the team, and lost Adam. It's really unfortunate. Hopefully we can find a replacement for him soon.
Certainly hope you can. Henry coming on leaps and bounds down there, and last weekend won the 250 grass track championship.
Yeah, our little British champion. What can I say about the lad? Talented, gifted, really nice person.
And one day rebel.
Maybe a rebel one day, yeah.
Hands together please, Mark Phillips, folks. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Lucas, any round of applause, folks?
Bradley, great first ride, and you say the track is as smooth as silk.
Yeah, no, it's really good out here. We haven't yet run the ride, but no, it is. It's good. These guys are, I know the track staff, the guys that are doing the track are sort of fairly new to what they're doing, but no, I think they're doing a great job, and they're always learning, so it's getting better and better every week. Yeah.
Great ride for your first time out. You headed off Doyley, and you both combined for that 5-1, which got us off to a good start.
Yeah, no, that was cool. Just it gets a bit frustrating when you make the start 3 times and then they keep restarting the race, but no, it was good, and it's always a good way to start a meeting with a 5-1, especially with the world champ. So yeah, no, a few more of those and we'll be happy.
And happy to be up in the number 2 position, obviously.
Yeah, that's it. I want to be moving out. I don't want to be staying at reserve all my life. I've seen most of the year reserve there 2 years ago when we were in the Premier League, what's now the Championship. I've seen most of last year in swimming at number 2 and 3 and that sort of thing. So I sort of just want to get around from there, and it was nice to start the season at reserve, but time to sort of take on, and I want to be sort of establishing myself a bit more now, and in the same in the Roller League. Last year I took most of it at number 2 and number 6, so now I'm at number 3 for Peterborough. That's another step in the right direction. So it's all looking good, and we're always learning, and it's a funny old game to get everything right with the bikes, and so riding with these guys is really good. I can go to Jason or any of the other guys and ask to sit up and the bikes on the sit up and that sort of thing. So no, I think we're making good step forward.
And up at Peterborough, you've got a good lineup up there, stopping their forwards with plenty of experience at the top end, and Peterborough doing really well in the championship.
Yeah, no, it's going really good for Peterborough, and it's the same for them. Hopefully we can bring a cup and silverware. It's the main thing. And they've had a lot of problems with injury lately, which bad for those guys, but good for me because it got me in there, and now I'm just to carry on scoring some points and hold on to my team place here.
Continue to chat tonight, please. For Bradley, go to me, folks.
Yeah, thank you.
Jack, you're fast becoming the go-to man for heat number 15. Reliable as ever. Big 5 points for Doyle.
Yeah, it's I'd rather get the meeting done before then because it's a bit of pressure. I had a good night and it all comes down to heat 15 and you could bomb it and lose it for everyone. So it's not a good feeling, but it is a good feeling when you pull it off. And so yeah, hopefully Jake had a bit of problem tonight. We're on 2-5-1, so that's 8 points straight away gone. So good win. Thanks for everyone coming out.
Various heats during the match could have swung it well and truly in our favour before that heat 15. As you say, Jake's bad luck. Heat number 14 called back for that rerun when we were on the major points, but it serves up excitement for heat number 15, even if it sort of puts the fear of God on you chaps.
I know, first got a bunch and he's coming out of turn 2, so I don't really know what happened then, but pressure was on us and me and Dolly made it happen again, which is good for the team.
And no doubt after the match, Matt said, well done.
Who?
Matt, your old boss.
Yeah, he's cool. You always want to do good when you're racing your former club. So, I had a good night tonight and, so well done.
And you're back again pretty quickly next Monday against the Kings Stars.
Yeah, can't wait.
Okay, we look forward to seeing you then. Jack Holder, folks.
Directly after the meeting tonight, we're in the bar with Gary May. Gary, you've got to be happy with that performance from the boys tonight.
Yeah, they rode well. There's a few things happen, like Jake had breakdowns and that, but we could have got a few more points. But yeah, I'm well happy with that tonight. It was awesome meeting, and we got 3 points.
And we know about your local rivalry with Poole as well, so it adds a little something for you.
Yeah, it does. I live in Poole, and I love Poole as well. I know Matt and everything, but it just gives that little bite, doesn't it? You want to beat them, but they're a good side as well. And we've done really well.
Recent news, obviously it's pretty rife out there at the moment. We made a club statement as well on the changes to the team. Nico Cavati coming in for Jonas, so what was your thinking behind that?
Well, with Jonas rode really well, and I think we needed a little bit of extra bite at the bottom end, and he lost a lot of his continental racing. Do you know what I mean? So we was just sort of flying him in for this for us, and if he was riding more, he would have come on but he was riding okay. But I just felt we needed a little bit more bite.
And there's a lot of different points of view, let's put it that way, about Charles's move away from the club. So from a club's perspective, how did that come about?
Well, I love Charles, and I was a chance, being the team manager, you've got to think what you've got to do for the team. And we were 6 points down against Wolverhampton, and I just felt, I got a world champion sitting there, and I just felt we needed to get him off the best gate to try and win the race. Obviously, I changed my mind in the end. Charles went out. We had a heated argument in the pits, and I thought, wow, yes, he's getting his adrenaline going, and it just come later, you know what I mean? But, he went out and rode well. And then I thought I'll put him in 15 as well, because him and Doyle, I felt had the best chance of getting a 3-all. So Wolves didn't get any points, and it worked out fine. But with that heated argument, I just wish Charles would have apologised. And that's all it meant. If he had apologised to me, because being a manager, I can't have that in the pits. And otherwise, what's the point of me being a manager? I might as well just stand outside, because you'll be frightened to take a rider out of a race. And I love Charles, and I've helped him out in the past and everything, but I just wish he'd come and said to me, Gary, I'm sorry, mate. Even if he didn't mean it, it doesn't really matter, because then he would have been riding for me tonight.
So with the changes made, then you brought in Nico and Klaus as well. So good riders to bring in.
Yeah, it wasn't. They're good riders. Nico's riding well, fits in his average and that. And once he gets over his little bit of injuries and he sorts the track out, he rode well tonight. He got 5, and he's really good. And once he gets weighed out, he'll be all right. And Klaus is the same. Probably a little bit of pressure on him tonight. But I had to take him out of one race because I felt Jake Allen was stronger. And then Klaus showed what he could do in the last. You know what I mean? But he fell off. But he was trying. And, that's all you can ask of riders. But no, the team rode really well tonight.
So looking forward then with the new team, if you like, happy with the way that looks now that you can move forward and press on?
Yeah, we'll move on. And we got Kingsley here on Monday. Hopefully we can get some more points to keep it there, because the aim is to get into the playoffs this year. That's the main aim of when we put the side together. And that's hopefully still going to stay on track. And obviously after that we've got the knockout cup away at Poole, which I think we're 14 points up. So, we want to try and hold that as well. So it keeps our season going.
and and Somerset, try and get them right up there.
Still very much enjoying being part of British Speedway then?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I love it. Good.
Good stuff. We'll catch you later, Gary. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. That's the key. I think we got a bit more speed back and being able to, put a wheel in here and there and force a pass when they need to.
A lovely pass on Richie Worrell in Heat 3.
Yeah, that was nice. I think he just went a little bit wide. The line was right around the curb and he just moved off it, so snuck under and got a wheel in front and got the 3 points.
Okay, I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of what's happened the last week, but as you, a rider of the Rebels, do you feel unsettled, or are you happy with how things are now?
I think it'd be a bit unfair to... Okay. No, I think it'd be a bit unfair to not speak publicly about it, but I think it's things happen for a reason. Me and Charles are good friends, so it's unfortunate, but things happen and we've got to move on from it for a team and we move forward. That's it.
Dave said, I think he's saying that the Rebels were disadvantaged, and why didn't you use the advantage they were in at the time?
Well, Worrell moved in the first one and I stopped the race because he moved. I can warn him for moving in the start. If, however, the race continues, I can't warn him after the race. He can't have a retrospective warning. So if he has the warning there and then, he makes a restart, and if he moves again, he will be disqualified. Whereas if I'd have allowed it to go on, he wouldn't have had that warning, and he could have done the same again. And then we're open to all other riders doing the same thing. And if one moves, I have to warn him. If I don't warn him, then I've got to let everybody get away with it.
Dave, how far around the first bend does it have to be before you cut off and say that's first bend bunchy?
Well, I'm assuming you're talking about Heat 14 here, yeah? Well, when the 3 riders, white, red and yellow, left the start, they left the start together, they went round the first turn together, and they just got wider and wider and wider. There was no malice, no intent. They just ran out of track, and I agree what you're saying, it wasn't the first turn, but it started from the start line and it went all the way around the first turn, the second turn, and the guy just ran out of room. There was no malice, no intent, and I didn't feel it fair to disqualify anybody because it was just a pure racing incident. Possibly if it had happened further on in the race, then I would have had to make a decision. I can't say fairer than that. I've got to do it as I see it, and that started from the start line. All the boys were together, all racing, and I have to give them a fair chance, and everybody has to have racing room. However, on another day, all 3 riders there were racing in a line. Nobody veered off the line, there was no lifting, no intent, so I just felt the fairest and safest thing to do was to call all 4 back and let's have another go. I personally think there's a call for bringing a 2-minute clock in. I'm sure people get frustrated when, I know some of the riders do, when you're up at the start, somebody comes along, all three riders are sat there and somebody takes an age to get ready, and I think with a 2-minute clock maybe we could alleviate that problem, and then the meetings again would run a lot quicker, I think. Now if a rider in 3rd or 4th position should happen to go down within the first 2 laps, and it has to be after the 2nd turn of the 1st lap. If he goes down and as it is a professional foul, if his teammate is then behind the 2 opposition riders, then yes, the rider that lays down stays down, will be disqualified, and his teammate will start off at 15 metres.
Is that a new rule, Dave?
Yeah, that's new this year. Yeah, I'm sure we've all seen it at times when a rider falls off and lays down, looks up and his teammate's in 3rd position and stays down, waits for the red lights, gets up, walks off, takes his bike with him, not a problem.
I once made some tentative inquiries into being a referee. What advice would you give somebody like me who wants to be a referee?
Well, it's something you've got to want to do. You've got to enjoy the sport. You've got to enjoy every part of it, and you've got to have thick skin. You go into it, and you will get all sorts of things thrown at you, but I always say that the good people that come into Speedway hand over their hard-earned cash at the gate. They have the right to be the referee, the team manager, the promoter, and they have to voice their opinion as they see fit. And if they don't like the decision, that's fair enough. That's their opinion, and I fully respect that, because I can assure you, when I was a mechanic, when I was a fan, I would stand there and I would question the referee's decision. And when I watch the Grand Prix, I still do. You know, sometimes you've got a different viewpoint, you've got a different opinion, but for me, I have to be impartial, and my opinion is based on what I see and what I feel, and it's my opinion, and I have to apply the rules as they're written.
Rob from Cases is going to announce who the rider of the night is, and perhaps why you think that. Rob, welcome.
Welcome. It was a very good meeting tonight. Very close on which rider we were going to choose tonight. We had some new people with us tonight. It was the first time they've been out and they absolutely loved it. And she loved Jason Doyle, so Jason Doyle's rider of the night.
Excellent, thank you, Rob. Rob from Cases has said he thinks Jason Doyle is the rider of the night. Ladies and gents, remember, you can ask Jason some questions. Jason Doyle, our world champion, our Reed Riders Champion 2. Yeah, big trophy. That same area where you passed earlier, you picked up some grip, or maybe the track was a bit iffy, and you lifted, but you still carried on and you completed the race. And what was the problem with the track there?
Yeah, I wasn't going to pull over after hitting a hole. There was a hole coming in the middle of the corner, but yeah, it caught me by surprise, and I thought someone behind me tagged the back of me, and it stopped me quite quick, and lucky I saved it. Poor Jake didn't have the opportunity, his chain come off, so I was very lucky that my chain stayed on and I could keep carrying on. But yeah, it took me by surprise, but that's racing, and you can't have a smooth track all the time. We just need to pan a few little problems out at the moment. We need to get some more dirt on the outside. Jake loves on the outside. There's a few riders now in our team that do like the outside line, and I'm one of them as well. We want to not just have one line around the inside and have a proper track again. Yeah, sometimes it's been difficult the last couple of months. The first maybe 5 or 6 meetings in England and in Europe was very difficult for myself. With not scoring many points, put a lot of pressure on myself when I won the world title. You have to learn that. I really didn't know what to do as a world champion. I was trying to go out there and score 15 points all the time and put massive pressure on myself, and it wasn't working. Coming to Somerset, hats off to the track staff. The track is getting better. Us boys want to turn up to a track that we know the right setup and have a home track advantage, and it's coming now our way, and that's a good start. I guess it's one positive tonight that we are getting the lines the right way, and hopefully now we can score some good points. And I know tonight was going to be very difficult, and we beat Poole, so that's one thing ticked off the list for Big Gaz. Gaz has took a lot of stick over the last few days, but I seen what really happened in the pits the other week, and Gazza really did handle it the best way possible.
You've got 4 days off now.
Yeah, that's the first time. Last month was 24 meetings in 30 days, so I'm shattered. It's nice to go home for a few days and recharge the batteries, ready for another busy week next week. We've got the Grand Prix in Horsens. Hopefully it starts a little bit better now for me. 8 more Grand Prix to go, so if there's anything possible, you got to start at the bottom and work to the top, and I've done that the last 2 seasons in the Grand Prix and then up top, so there's a lot of pressure off me now, a lot of pressure on the top guys what are leading the world title, and I just want to go and enjoy it.
And are you enjoying your return to Somerset?
Yeah, of course, it's great here. We have really good backing by the supporters and the club. I know it hasn't been the ideal start. We're trying to make the playoffs. That's a massive. I think that's our main goal this year, to make the playoffs, and we're going to do very well. With the team we've got now, I think we're going to be a lot stronger, and we're going to work very hard, and we're not going to let the club down.
When you were suffering all your injuries at Poole, and you had all these injuries, what kept you motivated to still continue your career in Speedway? Jason?
Money. That was yeah. I do ride for the love of it sometimes, but when I love the sport and I'm not very good at anything else really.
I mean, the way you handle injuries and then carry on is just incredible.
Yeah, but if you like something so much and you enjoy it, you got to come back to it. I know breaking the neck isn't ideal, but I guess when you love something and it gets taken away from you, which happened in 2016 when I lost the world title, I really feel like you got to push for something that you really want. And I love Speedway. I guess it is entertaining, but the spotlight is not what I like. It's about riding the bike and enjoying it. I guess riding in England against Grand Prix riders is a total. It's not even on par there. You're racing against the best in the world, 16 best in the world, and I guess every race is like going out in a heat 15. It's not easy. Sometimes it's not about. It's a lot about good gate pick, and also you got to have the right setup. And the first 2 Grand Prix they're gone now, and I just got to start fresh. And I guess I have to score some points. And yeah, if I don't succeed this year, there's always next year. Nico, it's a pleasure to have you on the team, mate. We know you're going to give 100%, and I know the fans here are going to really warm to him. He's a really nice kid, and he's going to do very well for our club. I don't know. Every one of them. It's always nice to beat Greg and Ty because they've been world champions so many times. I guess it's always nice to beat Nicky fair and square. Sometimes a bit dirty, but it's nice to. It always is nice to win any sort of race in a Grand Prix. So there's not just one rider that I'm going to go out to beat. Emil's is always fair. There's a lot of riders that I do like racing against and racing fair against. So I guess it's not just one rider, it's all of them. You have to be sometimes. Payback it's part of the sport. If someone rides you hard, you got to give them back, because if you start being a bit of a soft one, then they're going to know that it's going to be what you're going to be like at the start line. So there's sometimes that I get out there and think, yeah, you're in the black book and I'm going to get you. And I know there's a referee, and was he? Never happens, mate.
Talking of the black book, Jason, you're in his black book.
I'll ask him a question. Why do you pull up so many starts tonight?
Hang on a minute, he's got on the microphone, just a minute. Dave, you heard the question?
Yeah, well, you moved in Heat 1. Then Sundstrom moved in Heat 1, and Worrell moved in Heat 3. The rest of the night, everybody was well behaved, and in Heat 15, you got the perfect start.
Thank you very much, and it was a flyer. 1, 2, 3, go.
Ladies and gents, the world champion, what a great sport he is to talk to. I love talking to him. Jason, thank you. Cheers, Jason Doyle. Klaus, perhaps not the way you wanted tonight, but you were so unlucky in your final ride where you're holding second place, and you went down unfortunately, but onwards and upwards.
Yeah, there's only one way, and it can only go better on Monday than it did tonight, eh?
Were you pleased to hear the call from Gary May? Because in the past, I know you've gone very well here when you've ridden for us and for Peterborough. You know, it's a track that you like, I believe.
Yeah, it is. I love this surface, so it was just not my night. I didn't really manage to make many starts. We were trying our hardest in the pits as well and working on the bikes, but it just never seemed to happen. It was better in the last one, so hopefully I can start off from that on Monday and we could take it on from there.
And I guess that's the good thing about Speedway, the meetings come thick and fast and you haven't got a chance to dwell on tonight.
No, that's true. I just carry on and upwards.
Riding for the Italian team, but born in Argentina.
Yes, I'm from Argentina. All my family is in Argentina, but I make my granddad is from Italy, so I make the Italian passport, and then I ride now after the last 4 or 5 years from Italy, and yeah, that's cool. Make an Italian championship, some meeting in Italy and Europe, and now in Somerset, so I'm happy.
And were you pleased to hear Gary May call you to ride for Somerset?
Yeah, last week when I in Italy, and yeah, it's a little surprise for me, just riding in Ipswich in the championship, and say, wow, it's a good time for me, it's a big opportunity, so I want to take 100%, and try to my best, each meeting. Tonight it's not too bad, but I need better. I ride every week in Ipswich, and it's so different. The track is very small, so need to understand the line. But now, I think it's a little more better for next week.
And riding with the world champion, Jason Doyle, what's that like?
Oh, it's massive, I ride with him in 2013 and 14 in Birmingham Premiership. And so I know he's a very good man, and now, he's very big experience, so our time he helping, the riders, so the team is fantastic, so I'm very happy.
Great stuff, and we're glad to have him here, aren't we? Yeah, Nico Cavati. Thank you, Nico.